My name is Dane Joneshill. I know it's pretty late in life to start a music career. I guess I don't really have the kind of situation that makes it a particularly viable option. I'm almost 40. I have no experience with music as a business. I have a full-time job. I'm not well connected in any sense. I live in the middle of nowhere, which I love, in the middle of Arkansas, which I also love, but like far enough out that telephone lines and internet aren't even available. And we have a big family, and so my wife and I spend most of our time just, trying to keep our 5 kids alive and reasonably well adjusted. So there aren't a whole lot of good reasons for me to start making music now. I realize it's not how you're supposed to sell yourself, but at this point in my life, I just want to be honest. I've made an album, and I'd like for you to listen to it. It's a collection of stories, really, about pretty normal people and just pretty normal things. The acts of living and dying and grief and joy, marriage and divorce and addiction, compromise, cancer, faith and doubt. Just the stuff, the stuff that you and I and every other human on the planet have experienced or been touched by somehow. The album's called Everything That Rises Must Converge, which is a pretty long title, I know. It comes from this French Jesuit philosopher and scientist named Teilhard de Chardin. And he had this theory that the world was fundamentally broken, that humanity was fundamentally broken, and that's why we see what we see. Oppression and violence and injustice and inequality. But he believed that that was changing. And he actually believed that over the course of time in history that the things that drove brokenness, fear and greed and pride and anger, that those things would actually begin to fall away, and that we would actually grow past them, and that would make space for all the fractured elements of humanity to kind of come back together, to be unified and whole and beautiful. I don't know whether that's true or not, but I hope it is. And this album is just about that hope. The hope that all the pieces of our life aren't meaningless. And that somehow all of the fragments and all of the broken bits of who we are come back together in something that's unified and whole and beautiful. Whoa.